Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Jasmine, thank you for being here. Kevin, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys taking your time. First of all, I want to say Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope everyone ate some good turkey, had some good food, were safe, and got all the things that they wanted. And speaking about wanting and getting things that you want and desire, the greatest gift you could ever give to yourself is to be present, which is a great play on words. To be present is the greatest present you could ever get. To be centered, to be here, to be now. And there is a great author named Ram Dass who wrote a book called Be Here Now, which is very profound. One day I'm going to do a whole talk on that title just alone. But he realized when you're here and you're now, when your intention is present, that is when you're the most powerful. Why? Because anxiety comes from thinking too much into the future. Constantly we're thinking, oh, what I'm going to get, what am I going to do, what's tomorrow going to bring? Even it said in the good book, pay no worries for tomorrow, which is one of the hardest things anyone could ever do. Because everyone's out to, I got to get this, I got to get that. What's going to happen tomorrow? What about next week, next year? Oh, what if I get this? If I do this, I might get this job. I might get this money. And listen to the anxiety that causes when you're constantly reaching for the future. And also when you're looking back at the past. Reminds me of a story from Wayne Dyer, who actually took this from the great Alan Watts. He said, it's like you're on a boat. You're on a boat and your boat is going one direction, but you're looking back at the water left over. Now, with the water left over that's pushing out of the motor, is that propelling you or is the motor propelling you? Obviously, it's the motor propelling you. But most of us spend too much time looking at the water residue left over, not realizing it's gone. It'll never become again. It's left. It's fairy dust. It's gone. And the future does not exist because the future is just now. Even when you get to the future, that's now. See, that second I was just talking, that was now. The second I'm talking now, it's now. It's always now. And so the greatest gift you could ever have and give to yourself is be in the now. Be present. Be here. Even when you're with your family, many times people are hanging out, giving gifts with their family. They're thinking about work. And when they're at work, they're back home thinking about their family. But they're never at the time when they're present. And I was reading a book from James Allen called Mastery of Destiny. When he talks about the greatest gift, the greatest power you have is when you're concentrating, full on, all your mind space is on one single thing happening now. Happening at this moment now. Not what's going to happen tomorrow. Not what happened yesterday, but what's happening now. Your future is created from what you do today. I'm here. All things I have, what place I live, the car I drive, the girl my fiance, my relationship with my family, my income, my books, all happened from me being present. Those all past activities. They're all the summation to the now. And so everything I do now will be the summation will happen in the future. So the future doesn't exist. It's just what I'm doing now is propelling me. What I'm doing now on the boat is propelling me to where I want to go. Not the residue and not the horizon that I see ahead of me. It's what the motor is propelling me in the here and now. So one thing I want you to do for this 365 the 365 days of next year, of this year of 2020, of being consistent, is try to be consistently present. When you're with your family, when you're with your spouse, when you're working on a job, when you're writing your book, when you're making that sale, when you're doing your speech, when you're trying to court that girl or that guy, be present with them. Many times we text. Even my wife says, Rich, be present with me. And I put my phone down. I'm like, you're right, babe. You know, I'm thinking too much in the future. I'm thinking too much in the past. But I'm in that moment when we're together and I'm fully engaged. That's when we have the greatest connection. Even right now, when I'm talking to you, if you're listening to this and we have a connection, you're hearing what I'm saying, is because I'm here now and you're here now. We're not thinking about anything else. We're just thinking about what we're doing right now. That's how we get the best benefits. That's why I say the best things, and you can receive it in the best way when you're here now. So no matter the gifts you receive this year for Christmas, no matter what you gave for a gift for Christmas, the greatest gift you can give anyone is be present with them. And the greatest gift that they could ever give to you is to be present with them. So for 365 days, be more present. How, Rich? How do I become more present? When you're in the moment, no matter what that moment is, when you're in that moment, don't think. Clear your mind and only focus on what you're doing here and now. Not what you have to do next week, not what you have to do tomorrow, not what you have to do in 5 minutes. What are you doing now? If you're listening to speeches, be present. Listen fully. If you're writing a speech, listen fully. If you're with a friend and you're having a conversation, be there fully. Be present. And as you become more present in the now, you start to be inspired to start creating and doing the right things that would create the future for you. Because again, your future is not years from you. The future is happening now. Whatever you're doing today, here and now, is creating your future. And whatever happened to you in the past is over. It's done with. You can't go back. You can't do anything about it. Regrets are ridiculous. It's like drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick. Be here now. Let's do the philosophy of Ram Dass. Be here now. Again, always a pleasure. Merry Christmas to everybody. Greg, my man, awesome poet. You have to check his work out. Kevin, I got a like from somebody. I'm sorry if I missed it. I didn't see what that like was. I was in my zone. I was being present in my moment. And that's all I want from anyone to this year. Be more present. When you're in a zone, many times I have conversations with people and they're off in tangents. I can tell they're not listening. And I'm giving sound advice. Advice that they probably ask and they need and they've been wanting. But they don't hear it because their mind is off somewhere else. I was with Les one time and he was doing a speech and I was so present, I absorbed everything. And I was talking to people, did you hear what he said? Did you hear about that thing? And they're like, no, I didn't catch that. I missed that. Why? Because they weren't present. All the information you ever want is here for you. It's being given to you daily, but if you're not present to receive it, you won't get it. This is Rich Fontaine. I appreciate the love from Valerie, my girl Jazz. I love all of you. Either you could agree with me or not agree with me. Either way, I feel that this was a successful conversation. Happy holidays to all of you. I hope this is a great year and I hope you had a great Christmas. But with your families today, even if you're by yourself, take a time to be fully present. Namaste.